This is the verb perder, which means to lose. And we're going to go over it in the present tense. How are we going to remember that perder means to lose? Well, visualize your grandmother's in the hospital. Maybe she got a hip transplant or a knee transplant, and you go to visit her, and you bring her a basket of fruit. And as you walk into the room, you trip and fall, and the fruit flies everywhere. And you're able to find the orange and the banana and the peaches, but you keep looking for the pear. And she says, "Honey, what are you looking for?" And you say, "Grandma, I lost my pear over there." "Hey, Grandma, I lost my pear over there." So perder means to lose. Okay, that's kind of weird. Now, I'm going to say each form of the verb in English and Spanish and clap, and then I'd like you to repeat with me. Here we go. I lose. Yo pierdo. I lose. Yo pierdo. You lose. Tú pierdes. You lose. Tú pierdes. He loses. Él pierde. He loses. Él pierde. We lose. Nosotros perdemos. We lose. Nosotros perdemos. They lose. Ellos pierden. They lose. Ellos pierden. Hold it, Mr. Holt. These stem changing verbs are making me crazy. Sometimes the E turns into I. On pedir, the E turns into I. On vestir, the E turns into an I. But on querer, it's a boot verb, the E turns into IE. On perder, the E turns into an ID. How do I know on these boot verbs when the E turns into I, like pedir and vestir, and when the E turns into IE? Now I'll tell you, there are a couple exceptions, but most of the time, about 90% of the time, if it is an IR verb, like vestir or pedir, if it's an IR verb, the E turns into an I because we keep our letter. But notice, perder is an ER verb. So this E is going to turn into IE. So querer is an ER verb. The E turns into IE. Quiero, quieres. Perder is an ER verb. So the E turns into IE. Now again, it doesn't work every time, but it works most of the time. Now, it's an ER verb, so you add O, ESE, EMOS, no worries. And again, what's the only form of perder where the E does not turn into IE? The we form. Why doesn't the we form change, everybody? Because we keep our letter. Notice, if it's an IR verb, like pedir, the we form ends in IMOS. If it's an AR verb, like jugar, the we form ends in AMOS. But if it's an ER verb, like perder, the we form ends in EMOS. So you could say we keep our letters. This E stays the same because we keep our letter. And it's EMOS because it's an ER verb and we keep our letter. Hopefully that clears up perder, to lose, in the present.